An alien from the planet Uranus is confused about American politics, so he questions separated Siamese twins to avoid bias. This bizarre experiment is called the Hypocrite Twins. Okay, I want to understand if there's a problem with planet Earth. I believe you humans call it climate change. First it was called global warming. Now it's called climate change. Next it'll be called weather. It should be called socialism. The ice caps melting is a serious problem. Look at these before and after photos. As Al Gore pointed out in An Inconvenient Truth, the biggest problem with melting ice caps is the potential for a large sea level rise. Republicans don't mind rising sea levels because it's liberals that live on the coast. Blue state, blue water, let them drown. We're not going to have crazy sea level rise. These are overly dramatic claims. Al Gore said that by 2014, the ice caps would melt completely. And in the last 2 years, East Antarctica has grown. So now I'd like to say to Al Gore, do you want to build a snowman? You've got to be kidding me. Have you even seen the movie Frozen? You don't think mankind can affect the environment by spewing carbon into the sky? In the movie Frozen, there's climate change off of a girl's emotions. Look, if we don't do something about this, there's going to be serious negative consequences. Like what? If the North Pole melts, we could lose a lot of polar bears and penguins. Is Santa Claus gonna die? If Santa Claus dies, he deserves it. He's encouraging deforestation and distributing coal. Should have known he was Republican. He's an old white guy wearing red. Well, why do you think we won't have much sea level rise? East Antarctica has been growing by 200 gigatons per year. But Greenland will overtake Antarctica because it's melting at 300 per year. So, what does that mean in plain English? New York City could be put underwater. New York City is not going to be put underwater. For that to happen, we would need a 20-foot rise in sea level. Al Gore's exaggerating. There's only going to be a 1 to 2 foot rise in sea level. And this is publicly available information that's on the internet. It's ironic. For a guy that invented the internet, you'd think Al Gore would be better at using it. Well, what do you think we should do? Even if there is a large sea level rise, and even if our carbon makes the sea rise, our best move is not government-mandated carbon cuts. That costs the economy billions. Our best move is something like sea levies. A simple measure like this could only cost millions and reduce the same damage. You want to stop melting ice caps with sea levies. Would you stop Quagmire from roofing women by handing out free condoms? Okay, I'm kind of confused where everybody gets their numbers. I think the Republican side gets their numbers from if sea rise in the future is the same as it is now. Do you think that's the case? Ice caps are not going to melt at a steady, even rate. Instead, a little bit of melting causes a feedback loop that allows for more melting. There are many ways in which this happens. I'm going to just name 2. The first way is that melting ice creates a lubrication for more ice to slide into the ocean. And it's the sliding into the ocean part that causes the sea levels to rise. A second feedback loop is that the ice and the snow reflects some of the sun's radiation back into space. The more that the ice is melted, the less that's being reflected back into space, thus increasing Earth's temperatures even more and causing more melting. It's like eating a container of ice cream, where a little bit of melting is going to make the spoonfuls to eat much bigger because it's easier to get it out of the container. So when Republicans say we're only going to have a little bit of ice cap melting, that's like saying I'm only going to eat 1 scoop of ice cream. Next thing you know, the container's empty and we're all going to die. Maybe that's why Republicans are so overweight. They don't understand feedback loops. I understand feedback loops, I just disagree with you. Look, the observed temperatures don't support your claims. Whoa, time out. I'm confused. Why do you disagree with the liberals' numbers? The temperature's either going up or it isn't. This is the chart put forth by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Why do you disagree with this chart? Look at that chart! What the fuck is units of global temperature anomaly? Does that sound unbiased? Tomorrow we're gonna have 2 degrees of impending inferno flame. I mean, you might as well name them tax Republican units. Come on, let me show you what a real chart looks like. It's in units of temperature. This is the average US temperature for the last 100 years. Now, just for comparison, this is the US stock market for the last 100 years. So let me get this straight. Liberals look at this picture and fucking cry recession. It's so unpredictable. But look at this chart and they say, we're all gonna die. Can't you see? It's an upward trend. It's a good thing then that the temperatures aren't a stock on the New York Stock Exchange. Then analysts would go, today in the news, Temperatures Inc. suffered abysmal losses due to complete unpredictability. Do they even regulate this thing? In fact, temperatures went so low that there's more bears on Wall Street than the North Pole. Unfortunately, we're out of time for this episode, but I'm really curious to hear the arguments next time. The liberal says he has undeniable proof of the link between mankind and the warming of the earth. But the conservative says he has undeniable proof of data manipulation. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you on the other side. Maybe Santa might live, but even if you're right and there's a 2-foot sea level rise, the elves will die.